Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Nurmodon, and I'll be doing a gameplay commentary over some Call of Duty Black Ops 2. For this particular episode, I want to talk with you guys about where I've been and why you exactly haven't seen any commentaries in the last almost 2 weeks. I know that's something that's a little different for my channel because I pride myself on mainly just making commentaries. I've been lately trying to mix it up with a lot of Payday 2, Battlefield 3 content, a little bit of Trials. I know I haven't delivered too much on that, but you guys get the main gist. I'm a little bit more of a function channel. I have a lot more at my disposal than just maybe somebody that only uploads, one particular game, which I guess is not a bad thing by any means. The market's pretty steady, but anyway, long story short, I make a lot of commentaries, and, when you exactly don't have the luxury of doing that, it's kind of something where you got to fall back onto the old standards of like 2007 by just uploading gameplay. And, well, yeah, I guess you could say that's not something that I had envisioned for my channel and or envisioned for the last couple of days. But anyway, guys, let's get into the main story of it. Let's start talking about what exactly happened, what I've been doing in the side, and hopefully what I'm going to be doing in the future for you guys. So what happened was about 2 weeks ago, just take it, as a Friday, I had been working my shift, and during my shift I had been losing my voice. I had been slightly kind of talking a little harder, trying to really bring forth the, I guess, monotone in some cases, so you weren't trying to increase your voice because, well, there were specific notes that I couldn't exactly hit. There were specific words that I was struggling to hit because just the way you pronounce them is a little bit, I guess you could say a little bit more of a tone that my voice just wasn't able to hit. And with that all happening, of course, halfway through my shift, I was losing my voice pretty quick. It was almost gone by this point. I was dwindling on almost empty if you want to refer this to some kind of car reference. But to really let you guys know, I couldn't hit anything, very high. My high notes just weren't there. And, I was really dehydrated at the time. I could really tell my mouth was, obviously pretty dry. And, instead of being the smart guy and, hitting, wrap up after your call and just simply go get a drink of water, I decided that I would tough it through. I was like, oh, bitch, please, it's just water. Like, I got this. I've been able to do all this other stuff, so this should be no problem. But that's not exactly something that works too well for me, because when I get sick, I get really sick. And I know that sounds kind of weird, because if you're sick, you're already theoretically ill. But mine can develop into stages. I can go from something simple as a cough or, a common cold to being in the hospital the next day because of just how my immune system is. And, that's just how life works, I guess. But anyway, to get to the moral of the story, what happened was right after work, I, just like any normal person, at least I would imagine that everybody does this, I turned on the radio and was on the way home, and I was listening to whatever was going on. I imagine since it's, Hits 106 or something of that equivalent, it's probably Katy Perry and whatever the hell else is on there, because it seems like it's a bunch of female actresses or singers, and that's not a bad thing by any means. There's some pretty good songs, but I was, trying to sing along with it, trying to jam out, have a good time on the way home, just because, nobody likes to be at work. If you like to be at work, you got one hell of a job or you're insane, and hopefully it's, one of the two, I guess. But with that said, I realized that I didn't really have a voice, trying to hit those high notes, instead of, making any kind of squeaker sound, I would literally have nothing. Like, nothing would come out. It was, a loss of even a noise, to be honest with you guys, and to be honest, it kind of concerned me because I had to work that Sunday, so I had, work Friday, I get Saturday off, and then I would have to work Sunday, and, I got home and kind of just did my thing. I was like, oh, I'll be okay, it's just I lost my voice for today, it'll be back tomorrow, I'll be all good to go to work. And long and behold, that's not exactly what would happen. I would actually take a few personal days, I would actually clean out all of my personal days on this one illness, followed by the sheer fact that I would have to use 3 of my call into work and say, hey, I can't work this day because I'm ill. And, that would lead up a lot of points. That actually almost put me below my 85%. And if you guys are unfamiliar, I'm at the call center at Cabela's. I work customer relations, which is basically, I fix minute issues, but I also mainly just take orders. So, a lot more technology based, I guess you could say, but at the same expense, I still need to be able to talk. My job requires me to talk, and if I can't talk, I can't work. Like, it's exactly how it goes, and it's unfortunate that way. I'm sure I could have went into work and, cleaned or something like that, or, did some internal computing or something, I don't even know. But long story short, I got kind of fucked over by this illness. I missed 6 days, and those were 6 paying days. Those were days where I could have made money, And unfortunately, my next paycheck, the one coming up this week, is going to be low because of this result, followed by next week is also going to be low due to the decrease in hours. And I guess what I'm really trying to say, guys, if you've been checking out the description, it's been the same for about 9 videos. And it's unfortunate I had to lose my voice. But during this period, as I told you guys previous, that, when I get sick, I get pretty sick. What would later happen is I would actually develop I guess you could say, an illness that was not exactly, I guess, coordinated to my vocal part of my body. I would actually get sick in the aspect of a common cold, but it just wouldn't leave. And if you guys can't tell now, I'm still a little sick. I'm still not up to 100%. I'm definitely by no means, back to normal, ready to give you guys the best content available. But I figured I would let you guys know what's going on so you're not like, what the fuck is going on? But anyway, a few days after my, voice would start to come back, I mean, by no means is it completely back by any means, but, I would say about Wednesday, Thursday of last week, my voice pretty much came back. It was pretty much there. I still couldn't hit really high notes like what you commonly see with females, but yeah, that's to be expected, of course. So anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is halfway through there, I would actually get sick in the aspect of a cold, and I would be taking a nebulizer. I would be taking Tylenol because when I cough, my back would get sharp pains. Like I would cough, and immediately after that, it would be like you hit me with a crowbar or something insane. And that was not fun by any means. Obviously I've been taking tons of water. I've been trying to get rehydrated because I think in the standpoint right now, I'm severely dehydrated. And that's definitely not a lot of fun. Nobody wants to be dehydrated because, well, there's a lot of side effects that can come with that and a lot of problems, of course. But it just became a little bit of a spike out of control, I guess you could say. So during the meantime, guys, what I've been basically doing is just uploading standard gameplays for you guys. I haven't really been playing a whole lot on Xbox Live. To be honest with you guys, I think my live even runs out on October 5th, which I don't really give two shits about because, one, the beta is going to be on PC. At least I'm going to be playing Battlefield 4's beta on PC during that period. And two, there's not really any games that I'm looking forward to, I mean, at least for consoles until November hits, really, to be honest with you guys. And when November hits, unfortunately, I'm going to be one of those sad bastards that buys Call of Duty Ghosts for 360, then buys it for maybe Xbox One if I'm not already max level or on the verge of it. I haven't exactly decided. Xbox One is definitely coming out on a horrific date, and it's going to definitely, hopefully, it'll be okay in their sales, but I think with Call of Duty Ghosts coming out first, or at least not on the same day as the actual console, there's going to be some problems there, of course. But in the aspect of anything else, guys, I've just kind of been laying down, sleeping, eating a little bit from here and there, and really just kind of jamming out. But that's just kind of the name of the game, I guess you could say. But anyway, guys, I just want to let you guys know what was going on. I know, just seeing gameplay is not fun, and I'm going to do my best to get you guys commentaries now, but if there is a gameplay, just realize that my illness probably just severely got more retarded and hindered me a little bit more along the way. But in the aspect of what's to come, guys, definitely I'm going to try to get you guys some more Battlefield because I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought I edited those very well. A little bit more Payday 2. If you guys haven't noticed, I've also been peaching up the quality to the highest maximum on YouTube, which is the original settings. I'm looking forward to doing a video on explaining that in the upcoming week, but really, I guess I'm just looking forward to definitely getting you guys some more content, pumping it out as I normally do. And I want to give a big shout out to my boy Zach, somebody I work with at my job. I didn't realize he watched my videos, and it's kind of cool, I would have to say, and hopefully he enjoys this one. But to all you veterans out there, I love you guys, and you guys are awesome. But I'm going to sign off a little bit early, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary. I'll see you in the next installment. This is NMO, and I'll be signing out, guys. Peace.